Hello, mech warriors, tankers, and jet jockeys. Today's video will be showing you how to create a new blueprint in MegaMekLab using my custom Circles of the Sphere sheets. MegaMekLab is a powerful tool you will need in your quest to dominate the inner sphere. It allows the designing and fine-tuning of various things such as the mechs the setting is known for, tanks, aerofighters, and even jump ships and warships. This tutorial will not be teaching how to install MegaMekLab, however in the description below there will be a link to their website as well as the downloads page. Once you have the MegaMek suite of programs installed, you'll open up MegaMekLab and you'll be greeted with this screen. In the beginning of Circles of the Inner Sphere, you will not have access to mechs right away, as they will require time to research and develop. You will want to start off with some form of combat vehicle from a tank, APC, IFV, or etc. Getting started, you'll come on over to this side of the screen where it says New Combat Vehicle, allow it to load, and you'll be shown this. There will be a lot of information, and it will likely bombard you, but that's what this tutorial is to help with. In order to know what you have access to as a Star Nation, you'll need to open up your Star Nations sheet in the book of Excel documents. Though subject to change, this information is all that you will need in your creation of your various combat vehicles. As you can see at the beginning, with 0 research points invested anywhere, you have access to only the rifle class of weapons, small, medium, and heavy, the small laser, the LRM, and the primitive rocket launcher. You also have access to standard armor and primitive aerospace armor. Another thing to note is the limitation of engine tech to the fuel cell. Taking that information, you'll then open up MegaMekLab, select your tech level, put it to experimental. Though it can be rather off-putting, this allows the full creative energy to be put into the vehicles. It also unlocks certain researches that are not available in standard play. The first thing to do is to limit the engine to what you have available, in this case the fuel cell. Now that you have the basics set up, you will then decide what type of tank to design. In my case, it will be a tracked tank of 50 tons. Different motive types will have different limitations. You will only be able to set them as high as, in the case of the hover, I believe the max is 50. However, wheeled can go up to, I believe it is 80, and then tracked can go up to as much as, I believe it is 100. You can select super heavy. This does allow for numbers higher, however your costs will skyrocket exponentially. In the beginning, we're going to start with a 50-ton tank. Fuel cell engine type, we're going to select the number of cruise movement points in terms of mechs. This would be known as walk and run. This will automatically decide the size of your engine. In my case, I will set a 3-5 movement point engine. Next, we will be deciding how much tonnage that we are going to allocate to the tank, which I will be selecting maximum of 13.5. Another alternative is to prioritize your weaponry, select what you want, and then you can hit the use remaining tonnage option. Once you've done that, you will then automatically allocate the armor. You can fine-tune this if you wish, if you want to make certain parts stronger or weaker. In the equipment side is where you will select your weapons. In this case, I will select rifle, cannon, medium. Resizing this to see everything at the bottom, we see that I have 17 tons remaining. I will go ahead and add a second medium rifle. Now, these being ballistic weapons, they do require ammo. This program will automatically select ammunition compatible with your selected weapons. I will be adding in 4 tons of ammo, leaving me with 8 tons. Next, as just a bit of a backup in case I run out, I will be adding 2 small point defense lasers. You can double click or you can hit the add button to move something over to the current loadout. Once this has been done and you're settled with what you have, you can then come over here and increase your engines until you run out of tonnage, see how much you have remaining, and add in anything else such as more ammo or more small lasers or etc. etc. Keep in mind that the rifle ammo, being ballistics, will have explosions if it is crit. Next, you'll notice where it says invalid down at the bottom. It will show this. The ammunition is automatically stored in the body of the tank. I'm going to put the small lasers on either side of the tank as point defense. And then what I am doing is I am dragging the equipment into the slots that I want them to be in. Obviously, it looks like I cannot add anything else. However, the empty is just a placeholder. You can drag in more, meaning that both of my rifles will be in the turret. All four 9-round bins of ammo will be in the body of the tank, and the small lasers on the left and right side. Once I've done this, I will actually be coming back here and reducing the weight of the tank for a very small decrease in cost. Due to the decrease in weight, I will have to reallocate the armor, and it will automatically subtract it equally. Now we have a completed tank. Once you have done that, if you wish to see the record sheet, what you can do is go to the preview page and hit record sheet. It will automatically generate a BattleTech Classic record sheet containing all the necessary information for play. In addition, if using the Alpha Strike system, it will create an Alpha Strike card. If you wish to add quirks, you are welcome to do so. However, ask the Game Master the rules for adding quirks. Once everything has been settled, you'll then come in here and name the chassis and model. In this case, it will be the new type model designation 1. Once that has been set, you can save. It will automatically save as new type 1.blk. Once you are satisfied with your design, you will then go back to preview and select AS card. You will use the information that is on this card when filling in the equipment list, battalion and squadrons, formation list, and military pages in the circles of the sphere data sheets. Going to equipment list, we will name the new ground unit new type -1. The equipment type will be a vehicle armor. Move speed is the MV on this section of the card, in this case 8. You will then take the SR, MR, LR, and ER damage. In this case it is simply 2 and 2 on SR and MR. You will then go to the summary in order to pull out the internal and armor, which in this case the internal is 25 and the armor is 211. Next is the base costs, as seen down here, dry cost of 1.278916. That will automatically be converted into C-bills. Next, going into battalions and squadrons, you will create a new battalion. In this, our example will be ground armor. You will select the type of equipment that you wish to use, in this case vehicle armor. The type of battalion will automatically change, however, I have accidentally cleared this space. Regardless, you will then select how many of your armor pieces you wish to have in your battalion. This will be limited by the number that you have researched, starting at 5. If you wish to have more than 5, you are welcome to do so, however you will incur a vast maintenance penalty. As you will note, the maintenance cost is roughly a 16% multiplier. If you wish to have more than one, or more than the amount you are allowed, it will exponentially increase the maintenance as well as the total cost. Once you have selected your equipment for your battalion, you will go to your formation and do the similar thing. Labeling it simply ground formation. You will select the battalion type and the number of battalions. Again, you are limited by your research, again 5. And again, you are able to go above it, however, it will be exponentially more expensive. Once you have done that, you will then come to the military page. Once you have constructed your first formations, which is done on a separate section, you will then select to create a ground formation here. It will automatically factor in your maintenance costs in your daily totals. If you are trying to build more formations, you will go to the government page, and in this section you will select number to build. At the end of the phase of 1 week to 2 weeks, depending on your game master, this total will be deducted from your balance, and you will have a new formation created.